Okay, good morning. Let's take a comfortable seat. Line up your spine. Close your eyes, line up your breath. Just feel your breath. Expanding the belly, diaphragm reaches down on the inhale. Exhale, draw in and up. Coming inside. Draw your hands in front of your heart, and we'll begin with the sound of Om. Inhale. Bow your head to your heart, lift your eyes, and let's begin. Shoulder rolls, coordinating with your breath. Inhale up, exhale the shoulder blades down the back. Big circles, head reaching up, tailbone reaching down. Draw the shoulder blades up, let them slide down the back. Sit up really tall, and then from like the top back of your head, we're going to exhale to one side. Inhale back. Exhale. Moving with the breath. Warming up the joints. Especially the neck and shoulders where we carry a lot of tension. Back to center. And then you can do a nice side stretch. So take your right arm down, lift the left arm. Reach down through your sitting bones. Stretch to the right and breathe into your left ribs. Separate your ribs with your breath. Inhale back up and down. Other side. Root down and lift up. Head floating up over your spine. Exhale to the left. Breathe into your right side. Inhale back up. And then we can stand up. Okay. So in Tadasana, mountain pose, get your hips, your knees, your bottom of your second toe all lined up. Press through the big toe mound, the inner heel, baby toe mound, outer heel, and lift your arches. Tailbone reaches down, heart reaches up. Working, the stronger your lower body is, the freer your upper body is. Take your hands to your shoulders, elbows out, and inhale, open. Exhale together. Inhale, root down. Exhale in. Root and open. And let's hold the last one. Root down, stretch open. And take a couple of breaths here. And release. And then we can do our, warm up the legs and arms a little more. So we're gonna inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, exhale. Moving with the breath. And down. And then let's do a Squats, so the knees and toes line up. Weights in your heels. Stretch your bottom back. Exhale down. Inhale up. And I thought it would be interesting to kind of hold some of these poses. So the next time down, see if you can hold it for a few breaths. This is not only building strength, it's building awareness, your breath, your feet, how you handle uncomfortable situations. But if you start feeling in pain, then it's time to come up. Or if you're, let's come up. Or if the heat starts rising into your head, it's time to come out of the pose. So it's just building awareness, not judging, and paying attention to what your body's telling you. Okay, so let's do our knee to nose pose. And if you want to, if you're use the mat, you can get right down on all fours on the mat and do this on the mat. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. So we're gonna inhale the right leg back, exhale the knee toward the nose. Inhale and exhale. Moving with the breath. Getting into those big hip muscles. So now we're going to inhale the right leg back, line up your breath. Inhale the left arm up. And if you're feeling stable, you can try to lift the right toes, really lining up to the midline, keeping your hips even, noticing your breath. And when you're ready, come back down to center. Take a breath. We can do the other side. It's also interesting to notice side to side. Often one side is stronger than the other. So one of the ways to even that up is to hold a pose longer on your weaker side. So now we'll take the left leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch. Exhale in. Moving with the breath, and then let's hold. Foot back with toes on the floors and get your balance. Really root through the foot that's on the ground. Inhale, the right arm up. Stable, and possibly lift the back leg. That's a lot of work there, working the glutes and the hamstrings. And just breathe up and down the front of your spine. And when you can no longer take big, easy breaths, it's time to come down. But you can start to notice if you hold your breath or you clench your jaw and come back. So it's just all an awareness exercise. Okay, let's stretch back to down dog at the chair or child's pose on the mat with your feet together, knees apart, and just stretch into your back. Even waggle your tail a little bit. And come forward. Okay. And now we can do the sun salutations. I think those of you in the chair should be able to do it. I'm going to do it on the floor this time. We'll all do them together. So facing your chair, the front of your mat, we're going to inhale up, exhale, hands together. Inhale, root through your feet and lift your arms. Exhale back to your heart, warming up your heart space. Now inhale up, exhale, swan dive over and step your left foot back into lunge. Stretch your heart open. Let's hold this for a breath or two. If you had like a chair right in front of you, or if the sofa were closer to me, I would use that. Lift, make sure the back leg is lifted. And then we can step back into downward facing dog. You can bend your knees. Now, if you're on the mat, your heels don't actually reach the floor. They're like stretching for the floor. You come forward to plank, and on the floor, you can always do plank with your knees down or up. And let's just experiment with holding plank. But if it's hurting your wrists, don't do it. You want the weight in your knuckles and your fingers, not in your wrists. And then let's come down, back into child's pose or down dog if you're standing. And then back up. And we'll do lunge on the other side. So bring your left leg forward. Stretch into lunge. So it's really, you can just extend your spine longer if you're not leaning over, or I'm on my fingers if I'm in my lunge. And then step forward. Inhale up. Exhale back to your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale over. Left foot back into lunge. Heart forward. Back into downward facing dog. And let's come forward to plank. Back to dog. Forward to plank. Back to dog. And then bring the left foot forward. Right foot back. Stretch into lunge. Forward. Inhale up. Exhale back to your heart. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale over. Left leg goes back, right leg bends, stretch open into lunge. And step back into downward facing dog, bend your knees. Get a really nice long spine. Then you can experiment with drawing your thighs back. Ears between your arms. Let's see, did we go into plank? Down dog. Plank. Down dog. And bring the left foot forward, and you can always help it forward if it doesn't want to go. We're building those muscles that lift the leg forward. Stretch open. Step forward. Inhale all the way up. And exhale back to your heart. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And let's bring it back to the heart. And just stand here, feeling yourself in space. And close your eyes if that feels good. And just notice what's happening in your body. Feel your feet rooting down and the arches lifting up. Press your hands into each other to feel the midline. Line up your head right up over the spine. And release. Okay. And now we can do our standing poses. So face the long end of your mat. Take your right toes out. Back toes in. Warrior two, hips are in the same line as the mat and your feet. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Let's exhale down. Draw the shoulders up and back. Stretch your arms open. Look out over your front fingers and let's hold this for several breaths. Feel your feet really root through that back edge of your left foot. Notice that your knee isn't falling in or out, right out over the second toe. Not extending farther than your ankle. Just notice. And if the heat starts to rise in your head or your breath starts to get heavy, come out of the pose. Parallel the feet. Come back together. Oh, I forgot our new variations. Okay, let's step wide for the other side. Turn your left toes out. Right toes in a little bit. We're going to exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale down. Draw the arms apart. Draw them back into the shoulder socket. Root through your feet and stretch open through your heart. Make your stance wider if you need to. Keep your knee safe. And then if you'd like to do the variations we did last time, you can take your back hand down, lift the top arm, reverse warrior, and take the elbow to the knee, stretch your heart open, draw the arm. You can leave your arm at the hip, up over the ear. Inhale back up. Now we've got to even things out. Always have to do everything on both sides. So turn your right toes out again. Bend that front knee. Go into warrior two. Hand on the back leg. Inhale up into reverse warrior. Exhale over. Extended side angle. Inhale up. Feet to the front. Come back together. And take a breath. Okay. And we can do triangle pose. So again, the hips, everything is lined up with the long end of the mat. Take wide stance. Right toes out. Root to your feet. Let's inhale to get really tall. Take the arms out. Pull your left hip back and stretch open to the chair or to your leg. Stretch your heart open. Strong legs help you extend through the upper body, not locking them, but really drawing that energy down and then up. And inhale back up. Parallel the feet. Other side. So inhale the shoulders up and back. Let's I like to inhale to get really tall and take the hands out. Breathe into your heart. Root into your feet and stretch. Pull the right hip back. Stretch. Up at your hand or down at your feet. Feel your breath. Feel your strength. Inhale back up. Come back together. Okay. And then we'll do our tree pose. So you may want a wall or a chair. The first step to line up. Good Tadasana, standing tall, rooting down, lifting the arches. Nice belly breath, and then drawing in and up. Head floating right up over your spine. Now send roots down through your right foot. Take your left foot to the ankle, or the shin, or the thigh. Find a soft focal point. And focus on the strength of your standing leg, that it's nice and straight, not pulling out to the side. Whoops. And just experiment and notice and come back. So it's a balanced exercise, but it's also an awareness exercise, as is every pose. So you can shake that off. Spread your toes, root through the four corners of your feet. Head floating, root through your left foot, sending roots right down through the floor. Draw other heel into your ankle or your shin or your thigh. Lining up with your breath. And just playing with it. Woo. And feel your breath. Come back when you're ready. And release. Okay. And now we can do Warrior One. Great classic poses. So the right foot comes forward, the left foot is out and at an angle. Your hips are square to the front of your mat. And we're gonna inhale, bend the front knee and lift the arms. Exhale, straighten, arms come down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And the next one we're gonna hold. So inhale the arms up. Draw your hips square, so the right hip draws back, the left hip draws forward. Press through all four corners of your left foot so that you can rise up through your heart. If there's any pain in your lower back, really draw your abs in and up. Draw your belly in and up to support it. Possibly change the angle of your spine a little forward. And just feel this pose working you in all different directions. And challenging your balance. And step forward and release. Now let's just take a breath here. You take your hands in front of your heart. Close your eyes if you'd like. And just feel how you've been stretched in one direction and not the other. And release. Okay, now the left knee bends, the right foot comes back and out at the side. hips forward. Bend the front knee, inhale up, exhale, straighten. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And let's hold this one. Even up your hips, press through the back foot, stretch up through your heart. Engage your belly, draw the diaphragm and belly in and up. Feel your breath up and down your spine. And step forward. Okay. And now we can do Warrior 3. So same Warrior 1 stance. Bend your front knee, bend your right knee, take the left foot back. You might want a chair or a wall in front of you. And we're gonna inhale, exhale, inhale, and then lift off onto your right foot. Experiment with lifting the back foot. Hips try to be even. You have your arms in airplane or prayer or on the chair or straight forward. And come back up. Take a breath. Other side. Take the right foot back. Left foot forward. Hips forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then blast off. Weight into your left foot. Lift the back foot or not, but just feel that whole supporting leg. Experiment with arm positions. Find the one that you like. Holding onto the chair. And come back. Okay. And let's all do a standing cobra first. So this is a pose where your legs really work. The more your legs work, the freer your upper body is. So line up in Tadasana, your feet parallel. Really spread your toes and lift your arches. Take your hands to your hip bones. Root through your feet, draw your elbows back. Try not to stick your belly and your ribs out, but draw all that energy into your heart. And some of you will be able to get a much nicer back bend than I do. I'm pretty constricted there. So rooting through your feet, you draw all that energy up into your heart. The neck, head are an extension of your spine. You might even draw your right arm up. And the more you root through your feet, stronger you'll be. And come back. And shake that off. And then the other side. Get really rooted. Get your breath going up and down the spine. Draw the shoulders up and back. Draw the elbows back to help open up your heart space. And root through your feet. And stretch your heart open. Extend up through your heart. Using your breath, using the strength of your legs for ballast. There's yogis who can do a full back bend from this pose. I'm not one of them. And inhale your left arm up. if you feel stable. And inhale back up and shake it off. Okay. And then those of you who want to get on the floor for Savasana, you can get down on your belly. And the rest of you who are standing can do Savasana, the Cobra pose one more time. So on your belly, we're gonna draw your shoulders up and back, long spine. Inhale your torso up and possibly inhale your legs up. And use your breath and your core strength to support your back and release. You can take your hips side to side. We'll inhale the shoulders up and back. Inhale the torso up. Inhale the left leg up and possibly the right arm forward or out to the side, cactus. And release. This pose will really show differences in your side to side. We're gonna inhale the shoulders up and back. Inhale the left leg. No, the left leg. I'm getting confused. The other leg and the other arm. And release. Take your hips side to side. Press back into down dog or child's pose. And then you can make your way to your back or to your chair. And we're going to stretch our hips just very briefly. So get down on your side, knees bent. In your chair, you take your right ankle, cross it over your left knee, and then everybody spread your toes. You can draw in, interlace your fingers behind the left thigh and stretch open. Or just hold that leg and stir it. And we'll release that and do the other side. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Spread your left toes, bring them back. Interlace under your right thigh, the fingers. Or take your hand and knee, hand to your foot, hand to the knee, and just stir that. And then you can prepare for a brief Savasana. I'm a little longer today, so find comfortable position on your back or in your chair. And support your head with a little pillow, a little something under the knees if you've got it. And let your shoulders roll under, your arms roll out, palms facing the sky if it feels good. Your legs and feet roll out. And just release into the earth. Feel your breath. Release your jaw. Just come into stillness. If your thoughts wander, just bring them back to your breath. An easy, natural breath. Scan your body for any places of tension. Try to release. Breathe into it. Just letting the practice soak in. No need to think. No need to do. Just be with your body in this moment. And start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Bend your knees. Stretch. And if you're on your back, make your way to your side. And letting your head be the last thing to leave the earth. Press into your hands. Come back up to a seated position. Come back to your breath. Draw your hands in front of your heart. Feel your breath. Feel the results of your practice of yoga. We'll end with one Om together. Inhale. Om. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.